Welcome to Trading Lounge and the daily US indices for Friday, November the 12th, starting with the Russell here. So from wave 4 here, we've been looking up at wave 1 and 2 and 3 and been working wave 4 here. It looks a little bit simplistic for a wave 4, but it could be finished, and that would be in line with stocks and other indices as well, and then pushing up for wave 5. So let's just cruise in and have a look. I mean, first of all, this just checking here roughly that it has pulled back to its 38.2% retracement level here for this, so it doesn't need to come any lower. So if you're looking to buy, then this would be the place to buy. The only error that I could see is that the wave 4 may move sideways. So if you've got non-leveraged products in this market, then buying at these lows would be fine. Let's go to the intraday tick chart. So yeah, we'd been counting down from the top of wave 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the A wave, the A, the B, and the C for the B wave, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here. Calling the low in at that 38.2, so that's really gone quite nicely. I think we must have talked about being long back above the level, so hopefully you're long at the moment for this. And yeah, I haven't pulled this apart just yet. I can see we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, so I'm not really quite sure about that. I'll have to work on that, but it doesn't matter. The trend is up for this, and you can look to build in long trades with this. Once again, on this pullback here, looking for that strength on Friday, because we're looking for Thursday to shore the market up, and then Friday and Monday to be bullish. So that's what we're looking for at this point. Probably 1 and 2 is already in here, so we could probably put this in, but I do need to check on it as such. So we'll need to check on that. This may just be a fourth wave back here, but I'll just move that out the way. Actually, I'll just put that up there and that there. But yeah, non-leveraged products into this trend would be fine at this point, and building in through 10, 20 and 30. Once you get support on 30 here, you want to be building in on top of that there as well. Alrighty, that's that, the NASDAQ. So we're looking at, in a nutshell, all the way up for wave 1 here, and then back for wave 2 here. This has been wave 3 and 4 and 5 that we're looking at, so let's cruise in on that. So the wave 4 here, and yesterday we counted down for the S&P and the NASDAQ to have lows in on these wave 4s, but the problem is that neither of them had actually pulled back to their 38.2% retracement level, which is not the end of the world, and they could still do that. I mean, they're looking a little bit sort of sad here, but at the same time we also need to look for long trades as well. So we need a situation where we can take the long trades but not get caught up in any downward movement, and any downward movement would just see the markets come down into their respective 38.2% and then buying it at that point there. But I think buying new highs here would be the right thing to do, and that would be in line with our bullish weekly cycle. So let's go in and look for long trades on the NASDAQ and the S&P, but at the same time be mindful that they can drop further because they haven't reached their targets. So let's cruise in. We're on the 4 hour, we'll go to the 1 hour, and this is how we counted the S&P and the NASDAQ, but I'm going to change the, we're going to have a look at another count for the S&P. Not that it's a big difference, but there was just one little error in there that I wasn't really happy with, so I've been over that a few times. Now, the wave 1 to the upside here, not the best looking thing I've ever seen, so it could also be a corrective rally as well. But that said, any sort of movement, at this point above that high there, that would trigger in long positions. So that point, let's go to the tick chart. So that was from the top there. We counted down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the A, the B, and then 1 and 2, and yada yada yada, all the way down for 3, 4, and then we counted down here for 5. I had that target there. I don't know what I had that target there for, but there is a reasonable case that this is where we are at the moment. So we can look to, well, what can we do here? Obviously we can go long above here, but if you're going to go long above there, you might as well look at a classic trading levels pattern sitting on this level. So the first high above the level, and then back here for that, and then up for that, and then over here for that. So that's a reasonably safe trade for the folks that want to get in there early. If I get the video out, is on the midpoint here. Well, between 16 and 100 there, you've got group 1, the midpoint, and then we've got group 2 here and 8 there. So you can also go long in here as well on that. Look for support on top of the 50 there for that. One of the other things that helps support that to the upside, just bringing it across here, is Microsoft. We've got wave 3 here with an A and a B and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's quite a nice structure here for that wave 4 pullback. And then looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up for 1 and back for 2 here, and then moving up there. So obviously in this situation we can go long here as well for that. But that would be a good mirror image for that market. And for the S&P 500 here on the daily chart, once again we're looking for wave 1, you know that. So go to the 4-hour chart and look at that wave 4 that we've been looking at here. So once again, it hasn't pulled back to its 38.2% retracement level, so it could here, which is way down here, so we're a long way off here, but that's kind of okay too, and to a point, because we know that the trend is really tight here. It's really sort of, anyway, it's not giving deep, it hasn't given any deep corrections except for right at the beginning here when it was building base. So do we have wave 4 in here? I'm going to move this to here and here and here, and I'll explain that and explain the errors of my way. We can't have it the same as the NASDAQ. But look, it could certainly come down further, right? But at the same time, being Friday, we basically want to buy those tops there in a nutshell. We want to build in on any strength we see. Just in case, if it goes up, we need to go with it. Okay, it's as simple as that. On the I need to adjust the hourly chart as well. This is the same count as the NASDAQ, and it kind of works a bit, but on the tick chart that we had it here, I just want to go over my mistakes and things. So we need more data, so maybe 20, not too much. So yeah, I was counting it down like this, but I had to look on the 10 tick chart and it doesn't count very well like this. So because this wave 2 here just takes out the top there, so I can't go that way, so I have to go this way. So I have to put wave A and B over there and C down through that way, and then look at this here as wave well, I need to look at it slightly differently than that too. I need to look at it, just bear with me a second. Then A, B, C back for this B wave there, so we don't need that. That's the other way to count it. We could also just shooting the breeze here now. We could probably look at it as 1 here and 2 here, just in the bigger picture, and this is just shooting the breeze. Then that 5 waves down for wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and then wave 5 down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So that gives us then what happens at that point. Then if we've got 5 waves down at that point, then we would just have, copy this, then all of this would just be the A wave here. We just got to be careful of wave 4s, that's all. So I'm just being prepared, that's all. No, I'll keep an eye on this anyway. Bringing us deeper down there, and then that would leave this here. I don't mean to confuse anybody, but we just need to look at the other side of the coin, and we need to figure out at what point we would be wrong, you know. So, and you know, also it helps us too, because if we've got an alternative count in the other direction, then it helps us with you know, at what point do you load up as well? Because if all of this counted down here as 5 waves for wave A here, for example, and then we had an A and a B and a C back up here, well then you wouldn't load up right on that C wave there, would we? You know, we would need to do something just after that or something or other, you know. So I don't think this is the case. I think we're okay, but we'll need to be careful at that point. Okay, so we've looked at that. On the long side here, well, if this is wave 1 here, and we've got this 5 waves move down here, was that, I need to put that there. I mean, it's really weird, but wave 1 here and ABC for 2 here, down for 3 and 4 and 5. So a bit of an ending triangle for this one. So down here and then up from that point. So traders can go along here, they can add to here. But, you know, we normally use the levels when we start talking about that. So you need to know, you know, what you're using over here. So this, where are we here? So from 46 to 47, the Fibonacci numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, and then 8. And when we're using 8, we use group 2, so we can have that here at 4665. So that's that top there, obviously. Yeah, that's group 2. That's the resistance. We can add in there. So we're in a bit of a rock and a hard place here. So we need to use other numbers to work here. So you always gravitate to the closest, largest numbers. So in here we've got 5 would be important. 8 would be important here, like the 58, and then the 60 here. And once you've got 60, then you've also got group 1 of 60 as well. So you've got 61, 62, and 63. So the support on top of 63 would also be advantageous to add a position as well. But I would probably, depending how close you want to get to the market and all the rest of it, but the 665 is the bigger number there. So you look for classic trading levels patterns on bigger numbers, and that way you can put your stops in the right place. You know, that's really what it's all about, is that, you know, controlling that initial risk at that point. So just to recap everything, we don't really have good impulse waves to the upside with these markets. Let's just go back to this here for a moment. So I might just go back to the 4-hour chart here. So what we want to see on Friday is we saw the strength come in on the Thursday to shore things up a little bit, which is good. But for our bullish weekly cycle, we need to see Friday strong. Now, so we're just going to buy new highs on Friday. That's basically what we can do, and then we would be right. But at the same time, you need to understand that these wave 4s in most cases haven't pulled back to their wave 4s of 1 lesser degree, or basically the 38.2% retracement level. So there is that openness of risk there. That's why we need to buy new highs. And let's just say that we're right here for a moment, and we've got very small wave 4 corrections. So taking this high here and putting the stop under that, and then building to the upside on the S&P, which would be 665 here, 665. Close, there we go. And also there'll be group 2 in there, and then the 80 here as well. So that's really what we're trying to do here on the 665 to go long, and then adding long on that one there, because then we know that we'd be on the right track to the upside. So on the downside here, I'll just bring my 10 tick chart over. So this is the move down. So on the situation here, we don't want this breaching the 60. This is just 10 ticks, this chart. So we don't want it breaching the 61.8% mark here for this. I mean, it can go down a bit further, whatever, but we don't mind a spike down, but we don't want that. We don't want the 4645 becoming the retested resistance at that point. That would not be a good look. That would be on the bearish side. And if Friday is going to be bearish, let's just say that it is, if Friday is going to be bearish, then Monday is going to follow through on that. So you need to be on the short side. So apart from all of that, the first trade really here can go on the 46.55. It's not support at the moment, so you need to take that high out here, or you need a classic trading levels pattern for your first position here. Second position, you can add on 60, then I'd go to the 65 after that, and then the 72 in here, because you're starting to work group 2 in there. So 65, 72 there, and then of course we've got 80 there. That's all of group 2 at that point. So let's see how we go. I mean, it all looks a bit sad at the moment, doesn't it? And it looks like it can easily come down. It looks like it's still in, it's still in this downtrend here. So we're not on the other side of that. So I know that it looks sad, and it certainly can come down further, but we just don't want to miss any opportunity to the upside. That's kind of what I'm saying. The wave 1s here don't look that good. They can also be counted as corrective. It looks quite good on Microsoft, so looking at things like that is kind of putting me on the bullish side, even though that this is looking very bearish here. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the weekend. Cheers.